Good morning class. In the previous video we have revised our chapter first. In this video we will revise our chapter second. And the chapter second is exponent and power. As you know beta, if we have a number like this a raised to the power m, in this case this a is our base and this m is called power or exponent. Okay, so this is exponent. We can represent all the numbers in the form of exponent. In this chapter we will learn how can we represent a given number into the exponent form, and how can we find the power, and how can we add the power if we have base same or not. Okay, so look at the representation of a given number into exponent. For example, if you have a number like this, you know the expanded form of number, that is this plus 5 and 30 plus 3 and 20 and plus 4 and 10 and plus 7 and no 0. Okay, to represent this number into exponential form beta, what we have to do, we have to count the number of 0, 1 2 3 4, and we have to write 4 as it is and multiply 10 raised to the power 4, and 4 is the exponent. In the same case here we have 30, so 10 raised to the power 3 will come, and here we have 20, so 10 raised to the power 2 come, and now what we have 10, so 10 raised to the power 1 will come, and after that we do not have any 0 after the given digit, so we have to put 0 as exponent. And if we have any number beta and whose exponent is 0, then this number is always equal to 1, and this is the representation of a given number into the exponential form. Okay, and these are the exponential term, and in this term 10 is the base and 4 is exponent. Okay, now some property of the exponential term. The first one is, if we have two exponential term like a raised to the power m multiplied by a raised to the power n, if the base is same then power will be added. This is equal to a raised to the power m plus n in case of multiplication. If we have same but we have division, then what will come? A raised to the power m minus n. Okay, and if we have different base and same power, a raised to the power m multiplied by b raised to the power n m, this is equal to a multiplied by b whole raised to the power m. Clear? In the same manner, if we have division, a raised to the power m divided by b raised to the power m, this will become a by b whole raised to the power m. Okay, and also the next property is a raised to the power m and the whole raised to the power n. In this case power will be multiplied, a raised to the power m multiplied by n. These are the property related to the exponential terms beta. Okay, to solve this exercise 2.1 we have to use all these properties. Okay, so we will take some example of exercise 2.1. Represent 64 as the exponential term. To represent a given number into exponential form, firstly we have to factorize the number. This will become 32, this will become 16, this will become 8, and again 8 will become 4, and this will become 2, and this will become 1. So 64 is equal to multiplication of 2 how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times. It means 64 is equal to 2 raised to the power 6. This is the representation of 64 into exponential form. Here what is the base? 2, and what is exponent? 6. Okay. This is the way by which we can represent any number into the exponential form. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to take some more example from the exercise. If we have a question like this, 2 raised to the power n multiplied by 2 raised to the power 7 is equal to 2 raised to the power 28. Then we have to calculate the value of n. Okay. Now we use the property of exponential term. We have same base, so we can add the powers. So this will become 2 raised to the power 7 plus n, and this is given equal to 2 raised to the power 28. If we have same base, then we can compare their powers. Okay. It means beta this equalities hold only when the power are same. So from here what we have, 7 plus n is equal to 28. To find the value of n, we have to take this 7 to the right side of equality, and we know that when a number goes to the right side of equality, its sign got changed. Here 7 is positive, after moving to the right side of equality this will become negative, and n is equal to 21. So this is the value of n. Okay. So this is the way by which you can solve the questions of your exercise 2.1. Now we will move on next. In the exercise 2.2, you have to represent a given number into scientific notation. Okay. To represent a given number into scientific notation, we have two kind of number, greater number and smaller number. In case of greater number, we have positive exponent. In case of smaller number, we have negative exponent. Okay. Look at the example. If you have to represent a number like 41800000000, you have to represent this number into scientific notation. To represent this number, firstly you have to count the numbers of places from the right side of the number. Okay. So count the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have to count the numbers until you will get the second number from the left side. Okay. So 1 is the second number from the left side. Then what you have to do? Then you have to write the first number from the left side, that is 4, and put the decimal and write the non-zero term of the number, that is 1 and 8. Okay. After that put the multiply sign and put 10 as base, and we have count how many places? 9 places. Put that 9 as the exponent. So this is the scientific notation of this large number. Okay. Now we will take an example of small number, 0.000000714. As like previous example, we have to represent this number into the scientific notation. Okay. To represent a smaller number into scientific notation, we have to move this decimal place to the first non-zero integer in the number. Okay. So if we move this decimal place towards the first non-zero integer, that is 7, what will we have to do? We have to count the number of places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many places are there? 7 places. We will move that decimal point to this place. Okay. For this we have to move 7 places. Then what we have to do? We have to write 7.14, same like previous, put the multiply sign and 10 as base, but in this case we have to take the exponent as negative power. So this is the scientific representation of this small number. Okay. So in case of positive greater number, we have to take positive exponent. In case of smaller number, we have to take negative exponent. So this is the representation of smaller or greater number into scientific notation. The second exercise of your chapter second is based on the scientific notation, and this is the way by which you can solve the questions of second exercise. Okay. Now we will move on the chapter third, that is square. In this chapter we have to find the square of number by different methods. Okay, how can you find the square of a number? By multiplying number to itself. Okay, for example, if you have to find the square of 4, then what you have to do? 4 multiplied by 4, that is equal to 16. 16 is the square of 4. Okay, so this is the square of a number. Now we will discuss different method to find the square of a number. In the first method we can use identities like a plus b whole square, that is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, or we can use identity a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay. For example, if you have to find the square of 101, in this case what you have to do? You have to write 101 as 100 plus 1 whole square, and then you have to apply this identity. If you apply this identity, this will become 100 square plus 1 square and plus 200, and the square of 101 is equal to 10,000 plus 201, and that is equal to 10201. So this is the square of 101. And if you have to find the square of 99, in that case you can write 100 minus 1. Now you can apply the second property, that is a square, that is 100 square plus b square means 1 square minus 2ab, that is minus 200. After addition this will become 10,000 plus 1 minus 200, and this is equal to 9801. So this is the way by which you can find the square of any number without any actual multiplication. Okay. And also we can represent a number's square into the sum of odd numbers. For example, 4 square is equal to 16. We can represent this 16 as the addition of odd number. Okay, and the odd numbers that we have to add are first 4 odd number. So first 4 odd number are 1, 3, 5 and 7. Check whether their sum is equal to 16 or not. So 7 plus 5 is 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, 15 plus 1 is 16. So we can write the square of a given number equal to the sum of odd number equal to the number in counting from starting from 1. Again, like if you have to find square of 9, then you can write sum of first 9 odd number. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 and plus 13 plus 15 and plus 17. These are the first 9 odd number and their sum must be equal to 81. Okay. So this is the way by which we can find the square of number. First method is simply just multiply the given number to the itself, or second method is by using identities, and third one is by adding odd number up to the number given whose square we have to find. Okay. So this is the revision of your chapter 2nd and 3rd. Beta, prepare for your periodic test sincerely